All right, and we are back. So we are sitting on the bridge of our ship. And in case you didn't know, this is 01 of 1. And this is Space Engineers Survival. So, in case you're new, and this is the first video that you've seen, the basic concept here is that I will spend an hour at a time unedited because I suck at editing, playing the game, and yeah. And then I make these videos, and then if you're really, really bored, you can watch them, and then you can be entertained for a little bit. So, we are working on the bridge section of our base, or our mobile base ship. Just to give you kind of like a quick overview of what it looks like so far, this is the upper deck right here. No, sorry, this is the lower deck. And this is where we'll place like a big ship. And then over here is the upper deck, and then from here we can place a couple of smaller ships, and these are airships. And then we hop down the stairs here. I still have to build out the front of this thing, so it's not done yet, but we are working on it. And then you can go into these doors here, and then you get into kind of like the core of the ship. So core of the ship has two large cargo containers for storing all kinds of stuff. It has our battery bank here. And then it also has our two refiners, or refineries, I should say. And then from here, this is kind of like the main, like going straight up from here, this is like the main stairwell section. So from this main part here, we can go from here up into here, into this part. And then from here, we can get into the bridge, or the upper meeting area, room, I should say. And then in the upper meeting room, we have this, which is going to go onto the actual bridge. And then this area down here is going to be like I said before, a meeting area. So we're going to have some decorations in here. We're going to have some tables, kitchen, you know, basically kind of like a common room, I guess. And then this is all going to be enclosed when it's all done. And then we can go up here into the upper deck. And then this whole area in here, you can see that it's got that stairwell there, these stairwells here, this one here, and this one here. This whole area is actually sealed. So from here, can I jump? I can't jump. Okay. But anyways, so you can go through here, and then each part of this ship is sealed, as I said. So when all the doors are closed, it will actually depressurize. And this is going to be sort of like the bridge between the outside, which is going to be unpressurized, obviously. Then you go into here, which is the depressurization chamber. Then you go into here, and then this area is going to be pressurized. And then from the meeting area room, you go down here to the back of the ship where we have a pretty nice view. And then over here on the right side of the ship, we have the crew quarters, or really just my room. And as you can tell by the O2 and the temperature, this is pressurized. And then we have just the basic necessities here. We got a shower, bathroom, vending machine type thing, and we have a bed. And we also have a really good view out the side of the ship. Now, this whole area is sealed off from everywhere else, so if any of these doors, or windows I should say, are broken, it will depressurize just this area, not the entire area that will be pressurized. And then over here, this is what we finished in the last episode. We are running the daily needs mod, and so this section houses all of that stuff. So here is where we can grow our food, or we can grow it in here. And then as you can tell by this, it is pressurized in here as well. And then you can't really see it, but this is a glass ceiling. So if I were to jump, I can't jump that high. And then from the meeting room deck looking down, it's going to look dark. So you can actually tell that there is a glass there. And then we go down here and we've got our water recycler. And then we have our hydroponics here, our food resequencer. And then up above here, we have our open cage hydroponics. And then that's just the front section of that. So if this is here, and I did put this here last episode, but if that is not there, then I can get actually into here. Whereas if I had that there, I wouldn't be able to. So we'll take that out for now. Maybe I'll put something else in here, but I do need to be able to get back here, though technically I could just get to it from right here. All right, so another thing about this section here is it is actually not connected to the main ship system. So if I want to put anything in here, I will have to put it in here manually, and then each of these pieces in here are connected to each other, but they're not connected to the ship. So if I want to get some water out of here, I have to put ice into here. I'll have to put gravel into here. I'll have to put seeds into here. I'll have to put plant nutrients and all that other fun stuff into here. And the reason that I have that set up like that is on the base, if you've been watching the last few episodes, gravel tends to back up into the system in there. And that's because I've got a large drilling rig underneath the base there. And obviously if you're refining a lot of stone, you're getting a lot of gravel. And so because the IC's inventory mod, which I'm using, I don't think it really knows how to work with the daily needs blocks. I mean, it sort of does. So it sees that, you know, they'll take gravel, and so then it tries to shove all the gravel that it can into those blocks. And unfortunately, when you do that, you fill up the inventories, which means that you can't put in seeds or water or anything like that. So that is why we have that as a separate system. And then from here, we're not going to be able to build anything in any of these 7 blocks here, so these 4 or these 3. But from here, we get a nice little view into the daily needs area, so I think that looks kind of cool. And yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. And yeah, I don't know what else to say here. We have to figure out what we're going to do on the outside here. And I don't honestly know. Oh, hey, there's more wreckage over there. The defenses on the ship, they do work. And the build and repair system that I have in here does repair any damage. So it works pretty well. And then there's the rest of that ship over there. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. I suppose I could show you the last section of the ship that I have not shown you. It's not really anything special though. So if we go down here, I didn't show you the other part either. So, okay, so this is kind of like a maintenance area. So there's not really anything in here except for looking at those. Now these are the hydrogen tanks, so we can see kind of how full they are. This is our oxygen tank here. So we can see that, and then this is our assembler for the ship. So when we put mods on here, or modules I should say, yeah, so that'll go down into this middle section here, which is already kind of cordoned off, and it'll look nice. And I have to check my messages, so give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Just had to check my messages. And it actually wasn't spam this time, so that's pretty awesome. All right, so we just finished looking at kind of like the little maintenance area here. And then once we go down here, we've got our main thrusters. And then these are going to be responsible for basically keeping the ship afloat. And then here, we will be removing that seat right there. But this is for our rover. Small grid rover, we can do a 5x5. Or 25 by 25, I should say, if we're looking at the small grids here. And then that will connect into here. And then how we get it out is we just hit these 2 buttons. So this lowers the floor, and it pushes that off to the side so that we can drive straight off of here. We do have a nice little ramp. Why is that missing stuff? Why? Okay, so we got to fix that. Okay. There we go. That wasn't missing before, so that must be like a new thing. But yeah. So then this is how we get the rover out of here. We have scrap. Interesting. So maybe it took damage down here? I don't know. And then if for whatever reason this thing like retracts or whatever, and you need to get up there, obviously you can't jump up there, and I don't have thrusters while on planet. So then you can just hit that button there, and then it lowers it. So yeah, that's basically the ship. This is the nose of the ship, and it's basically just going around the huge front thruster. And so yeah, so then we've got those two under there. And then we've got two large rear thrusters. We've got a couple of small thrusters going to the left and right. And yeah. Once this ship is kind of done, and actually I could probably start, if it wants to work with me here. Okay. Okay, so then from here, I mean, I'm probably gonna have to move the entire ship forward or something, but yeah. So we're basically just gonna be kind of repeating the pattern that we've got on the side here. And that's gonna go there, and that's gonna add just a little extra protection for those thrusters. And then eventually I'm gonna clad the entire ship with heavy armor, just that way we can actually take this into a battle and not, you know, get completely obliterated. Okay. So right now the carbon fiber, those actually are heavy armor, and the reason why I have those in there is because those are protecting the pill. Oh, I forgot to show you guys the pill. If you've been watching, you've already seen the pill, but this is the pill up here. So this is above our lower hangar, and this is basically our recharge system for the ship. So once this is disconnected from the base, what's going to happen is there's actually a projector behind this battery right in the center of the entire pill. And I call it a pill because this whole thing rotates. So it's kind of like a barrel, and it rotates like that. Normally I have the corners, like the curved or the round corners in here, so it actually does look like a pill. But because of space constraints within this building here, we don't have that. And you'll see that we have welders over there, and we have grinders over here. So what happens is, as all of these are set to discharge right now, and then I'm going to set up timers for our batteries up there, so that way half of the batteries will be set on recharge, the other half will be set on auto. And so as these are recharging, it's going to be pulling as much power out of these as possible. And then after 15 seconds or so, it'll flip to the other group of batteries, which will then also pull out. So the ship will always have power, even if these get completely drained. And yeah, so, and then this whole thing rotates, like I said. Because of the way that this is set up and the way that those have to be set up, these are currently on hinges that you can see right there, which kind of angle them up to 45 degrees. And then once all of these batteries right here are dead, what's going to happen is these will come down, so that way they're facing directly into here. We'll turn them on. It'll grind out all of these batteries. And then once that's all ground out, these will go back up to a 45 position that they're in right now. This will rotate 180 degrees over to the welders. And then the projector that's in here is going to be constantly projecting an image of what this pill is supposed to be. So that's all the batteries, and they're all in discharge mode. And so then when the projected batteries over here get to this point, these will come down and then basically build all of those. And then new batteries, when they come in, automatically have... Is that... No, that's... I thought that was scrap, but no, that's just weird. Okay. So when all these batteries come in, they come in with 30% power. And so once they're all in there and they're all rebuilt, they'll be at 30% and they'll automatically be at discharge. So then as the batteries up here are, you know, doing their thing and they're flipping between discharge and auto, this thing just basically rotates 90 degrees each time. and we just build batteries and destroy batteries and rebuild batteries, and we use this to recharge those batteries there, which are the main ship batteries. And that is how we're going to keep this thing powered. So, long description, I know. Apologize. But yeah, it's a work in progress. So we're going to close this guy up. And then that goes in, that comes down. And then we do have like an open space here, but I've learned to just deal with it. And then these are basically right next to each other, so it looks nice. And then we'll go to the outside of the ship. So you can see that we've got kind of like the same pattern going on here. So we have 2 windows, plates, 2 windows, plates, 2 windows, plates, 2 windows, plates. And then this is the front of the ship here. So then on the outside, I think it looks kind of cool. The only thing I don't like is that this is kind of all open right here. But then again, it has to be, because otherwise it wouldn't work. And then the nose of the ship, which will be here. We're going to kind of build this out and build it around this to give it a little bit more protection. And once we get... Oh, wow, that one's... Okay. I was going to say that one is coming pretty close to our base here. But it got destroyed already, so we're good there. All right. So, that was a really fast tour. This ship should be capable of leaving the planet, because it is all hydrogen. We do need more hydrogen. I think we're only at what, like 30%, 33%? Yeah. So we need more ice. We need more hydrogen. We do have 2 large hydrogen tanks. It's not going to power us forever, but it will power us for a while. And yeah, that's basically what we got going on. I'm just waiting for power now. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking I'm going to have to do. Because I need to be able to get to the outside of the ship here, and obviously I can't get to it from anything around here, we are going to build a new small grid ship, and this small grid ship is basically going to be a platform. And that platform is going to be something that I can stand on and, you know, do my thing. And yeah, so this is what we've got so far for the ship. I think it's coming along quite well. And then we'll hop down here. And then, so up there is like the large platform for, you know, that right there. And then in here is a garage for a vehicle that is missing a tire, because there's some sort of a glitch to where, like, when you log in, sometimes the tires just like disappear, which is dumb. And this balcony here kind of just goes all the way around. This goes out to the roof, so we can get at that if we need to. And then we'll just hop down if we can. And then I don't have any kind of a door system on here. I don't know if I'm going to put a door system on here, honestly, because with that huge mobile base that I'm building, I mean, I'm not actually going to have to stay here. This poor guy. So this is my ore transport vehicle, so I'll take this out to collect ore, and we've got a bunch of stuff all kind of labeled out here. So we got silver, gold, cobalt, magnesium, some iron is in there too. And then in this little section here, this is the garages, sort of little living quarters. And then we can go up here, and there is a bed that you can see, looks at the base, a bathroom, and then there is a shower over here. Yeah, let's just recharge as long as we're over here. Okay, and so you can enter through these doors, which we entered through, and you can also exit through these doors. And then we're back outside. This goes up to the upper level of the garage. And then we can take this stairwell down. And then this goes into our base, which is also pressurized. And it's nice and comfy, cozy, warm. Bathroom here because, you know, when you're working throughout the day, you kind of need quick access to the bathroom. We do have so if we go up the tower to, this is actually the 3rd floor here. We have our daily needs stuff. And like I was saying with the gravel, I mean, it stacks this thing full of gravel. So that's why I have the system on the ship separate. And then this one also full of gravel. So kind of a shortcoming of using the daily needs mod along with Icy Script Manager, but you know, it's whatever. And then we can continue going up the tower. And then this is just kind of like a little area here. And then we go outside at this point, and then we can go up on top of here. And it's kind of like a little lookout position. So, it's kind of what we got going on. I could put a rail right there. Should I put a rail right there? Is it going to bother me if I don't put a rail right there? Can I put a rail right there? I don't think I can, because I think this plate is actually using up... this block here, so I can't put a rail there, even if I wanted to. So we'll head back inside. And then we'll go back down the tower to the 3rd floor. And then it goes from the 1st floor to the 3rd floor, and that's because the 2nd floor is accessed through here, where we have a kitchen, we have a table, the survival kit, which I'm going to recharge and heal myself at. Okay. And then we also have armory, bed, shower, you know, all the necessities. This goes out to this platform. Usually I will park the armadillo up on here, but because I wanted access to that, I parked it down there. Yeah, so let's go back inside. And then if we go down these stairs here, we go into our main processing room. And in here we have our 2 large refineries, each of these with yield modules. So 4 yield modules to get the most out of the stone that we can, so we don't actually have to dig as much. We have our large cargo container for the base, which is where we store all of our stuff. And just to give you an idea of like the kind of... Yeah, so like 247,000 iron, 56,000 nickel. Gold and silver I have to actually go out and get, but like silicon 67,000. So we're really, really good on stuff here. I am going to throw this in here and that in here and that. We are going to need water, so we'll grab another. Yeah, we'll grab 20 of those. It looks like I am going to run out of food soon. But yeah, and then we have our base assembler, and these are speed modules. So it's got 4 speed modules. It goes very fast. This is our power wall. Let's see, what do we add for percentage? 20%? Yeah, so each of these are at about 20%, and that's more than enough to power the base for a very long time. And then each of these is getting recharged. Okay, so now this guy goes out as well, and this is actually underneath the ramp to this guy here. More scrap there. Looks like there's more scrap here. Or just the motor. That's weird. Okay. So yeah, so let's head back into here. Close the door. Get nice and comfy, cozy, warm. Yeah, so then we go from the processing area, and then down here is into the drilling area, and you can kind of see down into there. So we'll head down into here, and then once again this acts as a depressurization chamber. And then we go into here, and we have another large container, and this is where all of our stuff goes. And then we have our hydrogen tank here, and this is the base hydrogen. And then down here we have our drilling rig, and As you can see, it has made a very, very, very large hole. So yeah, let's go ahead and bring these back up. We're going to make this negative 0.5, and that'll bring this up pretty quickly. Okay, so when this comes up a little bit closer and you can see the drills, so we've got 5 drills that face downward, and we have 2 drills that are set up on pistons that face outward. So the way that this is normally going to work is we use these 5 drills here just to drill the initial hole, and then all of the drilling after that comes from these 2 outer drills. So we'll expand the pistons here, and then they'll slowly expand as this thing spins around. We've got a rotor right there. These right here will be stationary as this is spinning around and those are moving out. And then it'll dig out all the way to the edge that you can kind of see there. And then, so we get it to dig out. We drop these pistons down a little bit. We get this to dig out again. We pull them back in. We drop this down a little bit. We force them to go back out again. And we're going to get a lot of materials out of here. And as you can see, just from what we've got already, we're getting a lot. And then also based on the stuff that we're making, I mean, we have thousands of everything. So it's a very efficient system. This obviously is not pressurized in here because voxels cannot pressurize. But everything from here in is pressurized. If you want to close, please. Thank you. Okay. All right. So, the drink for today, or I should say the drinks for today. The first one was, it's Jameson Black Barrel with 7-Up. So it's a whiskey sweet. So that was tasty. Like Jameson Black Barrel is very, very good. And then after that, it was that one with it's like Crown something. I can't remember, but it's the Crown, whatever. It's like a whiskey or brandy or whatever. Then you mix that with a little old-fashioned syrup, and you mix the rest of that in there with some Diet Pepsi. Also very, very good. But yeah, so I've done a little bit of drinking today, but not enough to really affect me at all. So still good to go. I'm not driving anywhere. So in case you guys are worried about that, I'm not actually driving anywhere. We are in quarantine, sort of, not really, but I mean, I'm not really going anywhere, and I work from home. So, all right, now we need to make a ship, and it needs to be a platform ship. And it's going to be a hydrogen-powered platform ship. And where we are going to build this platform ship is where the Armadillo is currently resting. So we're going to take that guy out, and we're going to park him up here. And then also, I should probably check to make sure that the batteries are still good in here. We're at 15% and 22%. Yeah, so we're good here. I have to be very, very careful about going down to make sure that I don't break anything, because it is on kind of like a weird angle. Now, I could park this guy inside the garage there, but I like having the turrets available to shoot down stuff that comes around the base. So we are just going to move it up onto here. And the reason why I call this the Armadillo is because of kind of how it looks. So an armadillo has kind of like a rounded back, which is kind of what this has. Very well defended, except on the bottom, but even this is kind of defended on the bottom. It's got a very short head, and it has a little tiny tail. So, I mean, that's basically kind of what this thing looks like, so that's why I went with it. So, all right, now we have to make this other guy. All right, I think I've got all the parts that I need to kind of get me started, but I can get rid of some stuff. So Throw that in there, that in there, that in there, and that in there. And the rest of that should be okay. All right, so as with any small grid ship, the very first thing that you start off with is a landing gear. And then we do want the small grid, and then have this kind of drop down a little bit. And we'll go right there. So that is the basis of our entire ship. We are making this hydrogen powered. And we do want it to stay up for a while if needed. What I'm drinking right now is raspberry tea again, so. All right. Now, I've made one of these before. I didn't make a projection for it, so I'm just going to have to remember how I did it. I know that I had a large hydrogen tank and another large hydrogen tank, and then in the middle I had the cockpit. So the first thing we're going to put in here is a battery, and then we're going to set that guy up on there, and then we can make that the back or make that the back. I don't think it really matters. Okay, so we've got that in there, and then we need to throw in a cockpit. And thanks to the new expansion, we have some. So I can go with this buggy cockpit, which I don't know if I want to go with, but I've never used it before. So let's just see if we can kind of throw this in there. Okay, so we're going to want this to go towards the front. And then if I can get this in there in the right place. Okay, I think that got it. Oh, that's only 2 wide? Are you kidding me? Shh, I was hoping that was going to be 3 wide. Okay, so we're not going to use that one. Because that's just going to throw everything off and it's not going to be symmetrical and it's just going to bug me. So just to kind of get rid of that, we're not going to do that. So we also have this rover cockpit, and this is 3 wide. No, this is 4 wide. No, this is, why does this look weird? Why does this look weird? No, this is only 2 wide as well. Okay, so we're not going to use that one either. I don't want to use this one. I think I want to use this one. So the control seat on a small one basically just looks like, you know, that's kind of what it looks like. It's got a couple of pedals, it's got a steering wheel, and it's got a couple of joysticks. And that's it. So this is one that we are going to use. Rotate that around. And then I got to make sure that I can jump and get it in the right position. I think that is good. Okay. Good. Okay, so that's centered. So that's what we want. Okay, so then the next thing that we need is the large cargo, or not the large cargo containers, the large hydrogen tanks. Hydrogen. Okay, so now these are a 5x5 block. And how do I want to put this in here? Do I want to put 2 batteries in here? Yeah, let's do 2 batteries in here. I wonder if I can place an extra one if I'm up here, or if that's too far away. I think that's probably too far away, but we'll see what we can do here. Is that, yeah, that's too far away. Okay, so then we just do the jump thing, right? I can't tell if that's going where it needs to go or not, or if it needs to go farther. Yeah, okay, so that's good. And then we'll head back up on top here. And then we'll throw in this guy. Can I reach that? No, I can't. Can I jump and get on top? No. All right, so... Right, so we're just gonna have to throw an angle block in here just so I can get up on top. Of course, the build system is gonna build that all the way, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's whatever. Okay. So now we have that up on top, and then we can take the tanks and throw them in the front and the back. And then we want to make sure that they're somewhat centered. Okay, and then we'll do this one over here as well. Okay. And then the next thing that we need to do is we're going to need these small grid stuffs. Okay, so that's going to go there and there. And then the rest of this is going to go into here. And then we're going to throw some thrusters, hydrogen thrusters. So we're going to throw these on top of here so that way they can get some thrust action going on. Another thing that I want to do is put... Do I need an O2H2 generator or do I not? I don't think I do, but I think I do want to put some engines on here. And then I have to see how this... Okay, so if I put it in here like that... Now this is only 2, so not really ideal. We can put this on the bottom though, or towards the bottom. See, but this is going to be... Okay, how do we want to do this? I think we can do it like this. And then we'll need to throw... Okay, so then that's going to have to go into the center. Wait, no, not like that. Okay. So 6, and then we're going to do a corner going down, and then we're going to do a small conveyor, and then that can go that way. Okay, and now we need to worry about getting vertical thrust. Probably going to need a lot. So we'll take this out and this out. And then we'll throw in these guys. And then we need to go back to the thrusters. And then we'll throw these on the bottom. Yeah. That is not in the right place. Okay. So we'll throw that one in there and that one in there. And then we'll do the same thing here. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Yeah, be careful when you're building these things. That's really all I can say about that. Okay. So that's that. And then we need to go into these ones. There we go. That can go there. And then we need our thrusters again. Okay, so we've got 6 downward thrusters on this side. We're going to have 6 thrusters, or downward thrusters on this side. I don't think I'm going to need another engine on here, so I think I'm going to replace this one here. So let's do this and do this. Okay, it looks like we're doing fine as far as the meteors go. Okay. So I think I do actually want to put an O2H2 generator in here. And the reason for that is if I'm up there and I'm building a bunch of stuff, I'm going to want to have something in here to kind of handle that. But with the way that this is built, I don't think that's going to be a thing unless I put it on the front. And then I can put a connector over here on the back. And then, so we'll get that in there. Unable to place connector. Why can you not place the connector there? I mean, that's where it's got to go, right? It might be too close, so we will, nope, we'll go the other way and kind of move this out of the way. And that was at 40. So now we'll see if we can actually place that in here, and we can. Okay. And then we will lower this back down to 40. 70, 60, 50, 40, 43, 42, 41, 40. Okay, that's close enough, I think. I'm a perfectionist, I can't help it. Okay, so that's back kind of where it needs to go. And then the platform that this thing is going to, or that this thing has, is going to be basically this entire thing. How we're going to get up and down out of this is through the use of a ladder on the front. Why does that look so huge? Like, that legit looks freaking huge. But it's whatever, I guess. So we'll grab all of these components just to build the ladder. Okay. And then, okay, so we've got all of these thrusters here. Another thing that I wanted to put on here is a build and repair system. I don't know if I'm going to have room for it, though. And we are at 42 minutes already. It seems like this video has just flown by. Okay. Progress is slow but steady. Okay. So a small grid build and repair system. I think it needs a large grid to connect to. Yeah. So we might actually take this out. Unfortunately. Okay, so then we'll put the build and repair system on here. And then we'll do the O2H2 generator after that. If it wants to go on here, sir. And then we'll throw the ladder on here after that. Okay, if you want to go on here, I would appreciate it. Okay, and then that'll put it one block above that, which I think is where we want that to go. Okay, so this is like a lot wider. Oh, that was not good. This is a lot wider than what I usually have, or the first one that I made. So I think the first one only had one tank, whereas this one has two. I mean, I don't think it really matters, honestly. It's still gonna work either way. Thrusters, and then we'll throw some downward facing thrusters on here and over here as well. And then let's get this guy built. Okay, so that's that. We're also going to need power. And then we'll go into here because I know that we're going to have to build stuff. We'll go into that and we'll build that guy up. And we'll wait for that to finish. Shouldn't take very long. Okay. And it's going to let me draw everything but 2 power cells. Okay. Okay, so now we have some power on here, and this guy is kind of doing some work. We're going to turn this on, and we're going to feed it a bunch of stuff. So we're going to grab 100 of these, 100 of these. It's probably going to need a bunch of other stuff. I know it's going to need a lot of motors, probably some of these as well. And then we'll check and see what it actually needs. It needs more construction components, so we can grab some of those. Yeah, we'll grab 100 of these, kind of throw them in here. So it should be taking up those. What else do you need? You know what I think it was? I think I actually had the O2H2 generator. I think I had that on the side of the ship, and I just found a way to make it all connect. And then that's actually good because then we can directly access that and put in, you know, all the stuff that we need to put in there. So then we'll throw the O2H2 generator on the side. I don't know how we're going to get it to connect, but we'll get it to work somehow. Okay, what else do you need? You need computers, okay? And displays. So we'll give it some computers and displays. And we'll grab 10 of these displays. So then we'll throw that in there, throw that in there. And then what else do you need? You need metal grids, a bunch of them. So we'll grab 100 metal grids, or as many as I can anyways. Okay, and we'll grab some more. For now, I don't need that or that in here. Yeah, so we'll just grab some more of these guys. Throw those in there if I can. Okay, so what else do you need? You need large steel tubes and more construction components. Okay. So large steel tubes. It's taking its time. And then more construction components. So grab like another 100 of those. And then we'll throw those in there. Okay, and now what else does it need? Just large steel tubes. Okay, so it looks like it's got everything that it needs to build what it's currently building. It is going to need more stuff. So it needs more large steel tubes. So we'll go and grab some. We'll just grab 10 of these guys. See if we have room for it. Okay, what else do you need? More large steel tubes. All right. More construction components is what it needs. So we'll grab another 100 of them. Have that continue building. Okay, so it looks like all of the downwards thrusters are built. We are going to need some outward thrusters. So we've got some for the left, now we've got some for the right. That is where I need to put that. No, it is not. Okay. So this one has to go here. Okay. What else do you need? Steel plates, 152 of them. All right. Grab a bunch of these and then stuff as many as we can in there. And then you also need more metal grids. So grab another 10 of those if we can fit them. And then we'll throw those in there. Okay, what else do you need? More large steel tubes. So we'll grab as many of those as I can, I suppose. This is taking a while. Okay, what else do you need? Construction components. Do I have any more? I do. So we'll throw those in there. And then throw the rest of those in there if they are needed. Okay, now we're going to need motors and interior plates. And then I'll take out the heavy stuff so I can put more of that in there. And I don't think any of those were being used. All right, what else do you need? Motors. Okay, let's grab some motors. We're going to need to make some more motors, apparently. Base assembler. Just make 1,000. And we'll throw that in there. Get those used up. Okay, so it's still building. So we're still looking pretty good. And okay, so what do you need now? 21 power cells, more large steel tubes, and a bunch of small steel tubes. So we'll throw those back in there. And then, so there's a large steel tubes. We'll throw in some small steel tubes. Don't think it's going to need 206 of them. Okay, what else do you need? You need 21 power cells. Okay. So let's build 21 power cells. Okay. All right, so we'll grab as many of those as we can. Okay, what else do you need? Power cells and construction components. So that means you don't need any of this, right? Okay, so we'll drop these back off for now. And then we'll grab the rest of those power cells. And that should have the second battery built. Hopefully, we shall see. Okay, construction components. It says it needs 3. I think it's probably going to need more than that, but whatever. And then we'll throw in 10 for now. Okay, what do you need now? You're going to need more construction components, like I thought. Now what do you need? So it still has these things to build. 41 large steel tubes. That's a lot. And I can only carry 9 at the moment, so that's cool. Do. Now, if I was smart, what I would do is I would connect that up to the connector, because then I wouldn't have to worry about grabbing stuff. But the problem with that is that large items will not be able to fit through the small conveyor tube system. And because these are currently, this has got a large here, but it's got nothing connecting it in the middle except for batteries, and batteries obviously don't have conveyor tubes on them. So even if I did that, unless the build and repair system was actually back here, it wouldn't do anything. So unfortunately, we have to keep doing what we're doing. We need more large steel tubes. No, I actually need those. Throw all that stuff in there. Large steel tubes. Grab as many as I can. And then have those get used. We are at 57 minutes, and we aren't really any closer to having this thing built. I mean, we are, but you know what I mean. Okay, what do you need now? Yeah, and this thing uses very little power. It's only using 673 right now, so super easy to use. We need more large steel tubes and more components. We do have them. And we still need 5 large steel tubes. Okay, so we'll grab 10 of these guys. Just kind of throw them in there. See where they get used, if they get used. All right. And that should be everything that I've got on here so far built. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to need is front and rear thrusters. So we're going to throw that on there. I'm going to need some steel plates in order to do it, though. Right, so thrust. So backwards, forwards, forwards, and another one on the backwards. Okay, so now we've got 2 to the back, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Is that thing built all the way? Okay, so next thing that we want to put on here is a ladder. And the ladder requires interior plates. So we'll grab, actually, hang on a sec. We'll do this way. Now I can just grab everything for the ladder straight away and build it right up. Okay. So we've got this on here. Let's go ahead and grab all of these components. And then we'll grab it out of here. And then we'll throw, oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Okay. So then we need this in there, that in there, and we'll throw those in there. Okay. The O2 H2 generator does need to be connected in, so we're going to do a couple of corners here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to grab all of those. Excuse me. Can you give me a corner, please? Why is this? Dude, why are you putting large grid on a small grid? What is going on here? Because I'm using the large grid stuff. That's why. Okay. Let's try this again. Only with the corners. Okay, so we're going to go here to here to here to here. And then we're going to throw the rest of this stuff in there. Okay, so that then connects the O2H2 generator to the rest of everything. And then we should probably see if we can get this thing to connect. So we'll go, nope, this way. Okay, that's good. And then we will get this guy to connect. Okay. So now we've got our hydrogen in here for now. We are going to need the hydrogen to actually fill. But for now, I think we're kind of okay with where we got, or what we've got anyways. Okay, so we've got our engine here to repair the batteries if needed. That guy's flying really close. I think they have to get within 2 kilometers to launch stuff. I could be wrong. Okay. So now that this is done and we've got all of our vertical lift, we've got our front, back, left, and right. Because we're on a planet, we don't need the downward stuff. So now I just need a shit ton of steel plates and go to town up on the actual. Okay. Now, how do we want to connect all this stuff? Right. So we are going to need stuff kind of down in here, and then we're going to build kind of across here, and then we need to build out this way. Now keep in mind that this tank does have a divot right here, but we can walk across it. And then we're just basically building around the edge here. And then do we want to build down here? Probably. Okay, so then that is all that. This we can just cover completely. Did that place there? Okay, there we go. All right. And then we are going to need this to cover this way. And then we'll go over here and do the same. Okay. So this is the basic idea of the platform here. We just have a large flat area up on top that we can walk around on. We have a pilotable flying ship that runs on hydrogen that we can maneuver. And then hopefully with the amount of hydrogen that we have in here, if we have any in here, we do not. So we're gonna have to fill this up with ice. I mean, we could just have these just pull from everything that we've already got. Okay, so we are going to be building this out. And this is not meant to be a defensive ship. So we're not going to be going like super crazy with the defenses on here. The only thing that this is meant to do is to allow me to get to places that I otherwise could not get to. All right, so then we'll throw this on there. We need more steel plates. We are over an hour. This episode is going to run long because I do want to get this thing built. So suck it up. Right. I'm going to leave this area up here kind of open. So that way, in case this is a rougher connection that I'm hoping for, it's not actually going to damage anything. And then we'll move this out one more. Okay. And then we got a nice little block looking thing going on around here. This is almost as boring as building the hangar floor for the large base ship. Not quite as bad, but yeah. Placing just brick after brick after brick after brick, and it's just so boring. Okay, now what I want to do here is I want to take a look at what I have for window blocks, and I want to see if I have 3x3 for small grid, and it looks like I do, but I'm going to need a 5x5 to fit in here. I mean, I can make it work, I suppose. I just wish that this was a 5x5. And I suppose I don't even have to do, well, no, I want to do glass because I want to be able to see how much that covers. Now, another thing that I could do is just do all 1x1 things. I suppose that would be relatively easy to do. And then I'm going to need 50 girders, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, how am I? Oh, because reasons. That's why. Okay, so going back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's go with the 1x's. And this is going to be really annoying. Something I could do is just kind of have the glass run across the middle here. And then do some sort of plate or something to cover these edges. Can I do small grid? No. I think I'm going to have to do glass. But that doesn't mean that we have to go super crazy with it. We can do these guys. And just kind of build out this way. And then do the same thing over here. Now, the idea with all of this is to get as smooth a platform to walk on as possible. And why we want to do that is because we're going to be looking up and all around. And I don't want to have to worry about like dropping into something or like getting stuck on something. So this is just how we're going to do it. We can sit in this chair and actually recharge now, which is really, really nice. All right, so what we need to do here now, we're going to make this guy switch the lock so it's not connected. We're going to go back into the K menu so that way we only have this stuff. We're going to group this into platform tanks. Okay, so then from here we're going to go into the G menu, go into groups, platform tanks, and then we're going to have this as stockpile on off. So that way when this is doing its thing, or when we're connected to something, we can actually get this stockpile and fill up all of the hydrogen all at once, which will be great. Okay, so then the next thing that we're going to need is the engine on off. It should be off right now. Okay, so that's going to be how we recharge our batteries. We are going to need gyros on here, which I have not built yet. So we can get you to connect again. Okay, so gyros we want to have sort of in the middle of the center of mass, if I understand correctly. So we're going to throw them down there on the bottom and as close to the middle as possible. And then you're not going to let me do that, are you? Yeah, you will. Okay, good. So we have white dot up or white dot down. We're going to do white dot up. And then we're going to do the same thing over here on... Oh, we can't do the same thing over here on this side. I mean, I suppose we only really need the one gyroscope, which means that we probably could tuck it under here instead. And then just get rid of the one that's kind of over here. We are going to need... I mean, we could use a remote and an antenna. But nah, we won't do that. Okay. So let's toss all this stuff back in. All right. So we've got this. We've got our way up onto the top here. And now the last thing that we're going to need is something to actually hold us onto here so that we don't step off the edge and fall like 5,000 feet to our death. So, how do we want to do that? Let me think. So what do we have for pieces and parts? Small blocks. Okay. I could do half blocks, maybe. Oh, they do have small. Okay, so glass. Yeah, I can do glass. This also comes in small. Let's give this a try. So we're going to need just a shit ton of girders. So let's grab those. Let's just grab 100. Okay. So then on the corners, we're going to need the angles. Okay, so that'll kind of do its thing there. And then we'll throw another corner over here. We'll throw another corner over here. And then over here. And then something else we can do. Is we can take off those blocks on the corner and actually have them be 45-degree angles as well. Nope. There we go. And then we can do that. I do have to be careful around this area here. Okay, so that's going to be kind of our boundary. We can't actually walk over this. We could jump over it. We can walk out this way, so that could potentially be dangerous. And then, like I said, we're going to... Oh, shit. Those don't actually connect to each other on the sides. So that is good to know. Can I get to that? Are you going to let me get to that? No. Is that not a thing that I can do? You're not going to let me get at that. Oh, wait, no. We got it there. No, 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 no. No, don't get rid of the window, dude. Oh, my God. Okay. All right. So we'll throw in a 45 on the corners to make it, you know, at least kind of the same. Now that I know that those things will fall off, I'm actually going to take them apart from up here. That way I don't have to worry about that. And then we can probably replace the corners up here as well. Just trying to be efficient, man. Okay. And now we'll go ahead and throw on the 45s. All right. We need one more up here. Okay, so there's those. And then we're going to hop up onto here. Oh, really? Really? That's so dumb. Okay, there's that. And that. And that. Okay, so that should be all of our corners. Oh, I just walked right over that. That is not supposed to happen. Okay, so now this thing. Okay, so that time it actually worked out well. So I was able to walk over the edge here somehow. Yeah. Did you see that? Like I just walked like right over it. Of course now I'm like falling, so that's super cool. So it's not perfect. Look, there's another ship way up there. But it should work. So let's go ahead and fill these guys. We're at 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. I'm looking at the bottom right hand of the screen if you guys are wondering what I'm looking at. Okay, 80, 90, and full. Okay, so then we'll turn that off. We're going to need our connector. So let's go ahead and rename that guy. Can I get... Okay. We're going to call this the platform connector. All right. And then let's go ahead and throw that into here. Okay, so platform connector. There is our switch lock. And then we're also going to need our landing gear, which I'm probably also going to have to name. And I'm just going to call it a boot. So platform boot. There we go. And then we'll throw that in here as well. And G menu platform boot. And we have our switch lock here. Okay. So we're going to do 5 and 6 and then go off. And then see how this thing kind of holds up. Looks like it's actually doing okay. It doesn't have like amazing like movement or whatever, but it does keep us kind of where we need to be. And now we have a floating platform to do whatever it is that we need to do. Whoa, that is going way, 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 way high. Okay. One thing that I don't have is a way to drop everything down. So we're going to take all of these up thrusters. Okay, so... Or we could just take all the Yeah, let's just do all of these things all at once. So all of the thrusters. I'm going to call this platform thrusters. Okay. All right, and then we're going to go into the G menu, go into our groups, platform thrusters, and then this is going to be kind of like a toggle on off. And what that's going to allow us to do is to drop down as needed. Okay, so now we can get access to difficult to reach parts of the ship. I think I might want to put another gyroscope on here, maybe. But so now we can actually get off of here, and we have a platform to kind of actually move around on. Just be careful with the ladder right there. And yeah. And then we'll drop down a little bit. And then we'll angle ourselves so we're kind of at the side. Okay, so we've been up here floating for like a minute or so now, and we've only lost 3% hydrogen. So going with the double tanks was a good idea. And now I can actually work on this. So how do we want this to look? Okay. So I'm going to go with just the generic. Okay, so I'm going to have to drop down a little bit. No. Yeah, I am going to have to drop down a little bit. Okay. There we go. And that should clear this area up for that. I need steel plates. Of course, I don't have any. Right. So then we just go kind of over here. Rotate ourselves around. Actually, one gyroscope kind of does give us enough. So this platform, ooh, I hit that really hard. Eesh. So maybe I should put some downward facing thrusters, just for funsies. And then we'll rotate around. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need another gyro because like it's kind of sticky. I don't know if you can really tell. And then we'll drop that down. And then we'll drop this down. And then all the way, or not. Okay, so then when we connect here, oh my God, what's no, 3. Okay. Whoa, dude. Whew. Okay, so when you connect, make sure you turn off all the thrusters. Wow. Yeah. Okay. But hey, it works, so I can't really complain too much. So we have our small platform ship. We do have a repair system in here, so in case anything breaks, at least we have enough stuff to actually fix it. I do want to put in some downward thrusters. I don't know where I'm going to put them, but just for that fine like motor control, like going up and down. And I do want to put on a couple more gyroscopes, so we'll do that. We'll just grab a bunch of these, I guess. Okay. Now, this is, like, with this many gyros on here, this is going to be, like, a pain in the ass, potentially. But we're going to go with it. Okay. So that should give us what we need there. Now I just need to figure out where to put. Hang on. I just had a crazy idea. Yeah, so this has connector in the middle. This does not, but it could. Okay. So check this out. We can have a single block missing in there and it won't affect anything, right? So here's what we're going to do. We are going to take these small blocks, and like I said, this is going to be a longer episode, so I apologize if you're looking for the standard hour. I will try to maintain that in the future as needed. But for this episode, I just want to get this thing done. So please forgive me. Okay, so 7, we'll do that. Okay, and then this we don't need, so we'll throw that in there, and then we'll do 7 to the corner going up. Okay, so now let's see how this looks. Okay, so that should work. And then we need to throw in some thrusters. Now I could put the thrusters and make them even with the floor, but I don't think I actually want to do that. So we're going to throw this thruster in here, and we're going to throw this thruster in here. And as you can see, we can walk over that block, that missing block, and it's not an issue at all. Okay, so now we have our downward thrust, and then we can actually stand on here and it's not going to hurt us, which is important. I mean, granted, I think even if this was even with the floor, it still wouldn't hurt us, but... Alright, so now we need to go into the K menu. Actually, let's disconnect first. Okay, now we'll go into the K menu. And the reason why I'm doing that is just that way it limits this to just the stuff that's included in the ship. There might be like a setting somewhere where you can just pick that stuff, but meh. Alright, so then we'll add these guys in there and save that to the whole thing. Okay. So that's that. Let's go ahead and grab what we need to actually do some work. Okay, so we need these, we have those. And then we should be set up for the next episode, which is probably going to come tomorrow. We'll just grab a few more of those. And then I just want to check my food real quick. Yeah, we're good on food for now. All right, so yeah, here we go. This is our little thing here. We're going to connect it back up just for now. So this is going to be our mobile platform, and this is what we're going to be using to build the outside of the ship. And this thing we can just kind of float around, and it's got plenty of maneuverability, so there shouldn't be any issues with that. We can get right up against the ship if we need to, and I think this is just going to make everything go a lot better. So, we are at almost an hour and a half, so I apologize for the length of this video. Like I said, I will be going back to the normal hour-long segments, or try to keep it close to an hour, whatever. In the future, is just for this one, I just really wanted to get this thing done, and now we can see it. So yeah, there it is, mobile platform. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow, because that's probably when I'm going to post the next video. So until then, have a good day, or night, or morning, or weekend, or weekday, or whatever it happens to be at the moment. And I will see you guys next time.